Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Bitcoin puts in a new all-time high at almost $45,000. We don't often talk about the news here, but certainly Tesla investing 1.5 billion into Bitcoin will be something to turn my head. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, interestingly enough, exactly 1 month after Bitcoin put in its high at 42K, 1 month later, Bitcoin puts in a new all-time high. So we had 31 days until we ultimately put in a new all-time high. And this surge that we're watching is essentially coming on the back of the announcement by Tesla that they bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And I imagine they didn't buy it today, but they bought it maybe in January or some other time. Naturally, this has added a little bit of rocket fuel to this move. And what's also interesting is a lot of the rest of the market is doing very well too. Maybe some of them are bleeding against against Bitcoin, but a lot of them are doing very well against USD, at least a lot of the ones we follow. Now, if we look at our regression band, I think we need to take a look at it. So let's go look at our logarithmic regression band and see where we are. So we are still have a ways to go to get to, say, the peak regression band. And if we take a measured move from the current price up to, say, the bottom of this, it'd be another 30% move. To the top of it, it would be another 92% move, okay? Now, I have to reiterate, again, because I don't want people necessarily taking this regression band to the bank, is that it's only based on 3 data points, okay? So let's be somewhat pragmatic and flexible with it, right? You can see it's, if we go to the weekly view, it was based on this data point, and this data point. So all it is it's the equation y equals 10 times the a ln of x minus b, where x is the number of days and b and a are fitted coefficients. So that's what it's fitted to. The bottom regression band is fitted to thousands of data points, and so we have a lot more trust in it. And I think it was instrumental in helping us identify the accumulation phase for Bitcoin this market cycle. But with that said, we need to keep an eye on this because Bitcoin has moved back in to price discovery mode, and we don't really know how high it can ultimately go. Certainly things are extended, but they've been that way for a long time. If we were to say take a look at the bull market support band, we're nowhere even close to it right now, okay? And we don't know exactly when we're going to visit it, but we're nowhere close to our bull market support band at the current time. Now, with Tesla putting in $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, it certainly is going to not only turn our heads, right, retail, it's also certainly going to catch the eye of a lot of other institutions. And so, I imagine we're going to see more and more institutions come into cryptocurrency over the next several years. And it's going to take time, right? It's going to take time. I mean, imagine if you're an institution and you decided today that you want to buy Bitcoin, it's going to take them a little bit of time to go through the necessary filings and to check all the boxes they need to check. But this should further improve Bitcoin's projections this market cycle to know that more and more institutions are getting on board. I mean, at this point, we have a few institutions, right? I mean, more than a few, but there's still so many out there that have not yet jumped on board. And I imagine that the price surge today was not Tesla buying, right? I don't imagine that the surge today that took it up to almost 45K was Tesla necessarily buying. I think that it's basically the news potentially that Tesla bought. Again, I don't typically talk about the news, but when you hear that Tesla, which is also something that we sometimes talk about on the channel, and the fact that we've discussed, some of the other things going on with Elon Musk and him tweeting about Dogecoin, it's certainly something that we want to talk about. So Bitcoin has surged to 44.9K, almost 45K. The game continues, okay? the game continues. And what I mean by that is as long as Bitcoin stays in this price discovery mode, we would expect a lot of altcoins to, not all of them, we all have pet projects, including me, that we like to see sometimes, behave in different ways. A lot of these coins will bleed against Bitcoin, which is fine. A lot of them are holding up fairly well against USD. If you look over here, Ethereum is doing fairly well, but it's bleeding against Bitcoin. Okay, and a lot. This goes the same for a lot of the coins that we follow, but not all of them. Link against USD doing really well. Against Bitcoin, it's bleeding. ADA is one of the champs recently this past week, and it's actually performing very well against USD and against Bitcoin. So this is definitely a development that will turn some heads in the space, and could be one of those moments where we look back and remember when Tesla first announced, and I thought it was interesting that it literally came 1 month after Bitcoin's prior all-time high, right? I mean, the all-time high was on January 8th, and now we're on February 8th, and we've seen this nice surge from the bottom of the candle. So far, Bitcoin has moved up 12.7%. So we'll continue to follow this development. We'll probably even do a live stream soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. As a reminder, we also have the premium list. You can find a link to the sale in the description below if you want insights into how I'm analyzing these markets. And also, sometimes we discuss coins that we don't talk about on the public channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.